Good evening. Oops. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Williams. I'm part of our Let's Paint team, and I'm here to welcome you all to our Monday evening class. And most importantly, I'm here to also welcome Donna Dewberry, an old good friend of ours. I've been working with her for 16 years. Can you believe that, Donna? It's been 16 years that we've been glued to each other. And so I'm happy very much to tell you that Donna has joined our Let's Paint team here on the Michaels Community Classroom, and she's now going to be teaching with us monthly, like all of us do. So welcome, Donna. And I just wanted to tell you that we'll repeat everything again in a little while, but just to let you know that Donna's got a very short time period to paint tonight, has a lot of information to share with you. So if you miss anything, there's no shame in stopping your painting if you plan to paint along with Donna, and if you get lost, feel free to just stop, watch, and listen, because this class is being recorded and will be shared within 24 to 48 hours, both on Michael's YouTube channel and Plaid Crafts YouTube channel. So I want you all to have fun and enjoy your time with Donna tonight. So Donna, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. I am so thrilled to be here with you guys and share one stroke painting with you. So I'm trying to get this set a little bit. There we go. One stroke painting for some of you will be your first time, but it's a fun way for people who really want to learn how to paint flowers and strokes to do it. And I'm thrilled to have an opportunity on Michael's community here to do that with you. So I'm excited to get started. So let's look at some of the things we're going to be doing today. We have a couple of cards that I wanted to share with you with the envelopes. And we are going to start with that card, but we also have just a fun little heart and little trim on the envelope also, which will be nice for the holidays coming up. And I love painting greeting cards. It's going to help you get busy on your strokes because you're just painting them and giving them away, and you just get better and better as you do that. So I'm going to go to my overhead so that we can see up close and personal what we're going to be doing and share some of the supplies we're going to be using. And just remember that Miss Chris is right here to answer any questions you might have, or if you didn't hear me say the brush or whatever, make sure that you ask Chris and she'll tell you. All right, so I want you to see up close that we are going to do this one first. It's got some stock flowers, some heart, and some rosebuds, which I think you'll have a great time with. And then we're going to do another quick, this is a quickie, but it's fun and a little bit of trim and different detail that we put on here just to make it, and changes it kind of from plain to detailed. And let's talk about the supplies that we need. Now, one of the things that we have is this promo kit at 830 that Michaels has for us. And I pulled some of those colors. Now, a couple of these colors, when it said light lavender, I have a perfect purple that I add white to get the light lavender. But these are some colors. I pulled out a couple extra ones, just your favorite colors you can add. So just be thinking about that as we're painting. And I also, these are multi-service colors, my favorite. So any of the designs we're painting, you can paint on glass, metal, ceramic. You can just love these luscious colors. And they have different labels with on top, kind of giving you the idea that this is a multi-surface paint, and the logos have changed along the way. So hopefully you're mostly seeing this logo out there. And also on paper, especially, we need floating medium. So this is Folk Art floating medium. That's the fluff that's inside this paint with no pigment in it. So no water. We just want to use a little bit of this, and I'll show you that as we go. And so I'm going to put these wonderful colors up and out of the way so that we can get started here. Now I have, for this Michael's class, we are using Craft Smart brushes. And so I'm using mostly flat brushes, and I have a liner, an aught liner that's in here. And even, I might even use the 3/4 angle. So I have that, some paper towels. I brought out some scissors because we're going to make a little template pattern for the heart that we're going to be doing. And I kind of freehand it, but I just want to show you a quick way to do this. And you can get pre-packaged cards. And right there at Michael's, there's all different kinds. This was a heavy duty watercolor one with the envelopes, or you can just fold crafting, scrapbooking paper in half, and I just find envelopes that are available that you can just put these cards into. So this is a thing I want you to think about as we're getting ready to do our painting. I want you to think about using all your leftover paint of any project that you're painting and just have extra cards around so that you can just paint on those cards and use up that paint. So it makes it a really good idea for you to do. All right, so this one's staying down better than this one. So let's get started. I'm going to have my envelope here too, because what I want to do, guys, is if I'm doing the stock flower in the back to save time, I have all that color on my brush. I go right over to the envelope and then add some. So you don't have to put as much as I put on the envelope, or you can put more than I put on the envelope. Okay, so let's take our foam plate, and we are going to always start out with a little bit of medium to the side. And I do put white out because we're going to use this wicker white. Okay, so floating medium, wicker white, and the back colors is what I want you to look at first. Okay, so I have some greenery back there first, and then I come on it with a little bit of that perfect purple with some floating medium, so it looks watercolor. All right, but no water, remember that? So I am going to put a little perfect purple out. I put more than I need to probably, but I am going to come a little bit closer, I hope, and it will stay there. All right, so that we can see up close what we're going to do. I'm going to keep this right there so we see a little bit of that. Let's put it over here. There we go. All right, so let's pick up the greens. So I have a lime green, and what we really need to get some depth in there, I can use blue with the lime green or purple with the lime green, but I'm going to put out some classic green. Okay, so let's put a little bit of blue, and we're going to take and every once in a while pick that up with the greens, and because that or purple makes it really yummy. Just gives another depth to it. Okay, so there. All right, and then let's get the pink. We got the neon pink. I'm sorry, I ran out of that paint. So sorry. I'm just gonna grab a medium blue for right now, which is really close to the same color. All right, it's not quite as dark. And then my pink. All right, so this
And Donna,
is bright pink.
Donna,
Yes, yes.
sorry to interrupt you. It's Chris. While you're getting the rest of your colors out, there's in the chat a lot of conversation going on that people did not see floating medium on the supply list, and they were not able to gather that for tonight. So we'll have some students not using floating medium. So if you ever use that as you demonstrate, you might give them an idea of what they could do in place of using floating medium tonight if they're painting along with you.
Okay, so we can use some water, but what I want you to know that this is a watercolor card, so the water will be fine to use. But when you have an opportunity to use floating medium, you'll love it, just to let you know. All right, so it helps you to have less mistakes or less painting that will not be what you were hoping it'll be, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, so thank you for bringing that up. I'm sorry that it wasn't on there for you. Now I want you to pick up this is the angle brush. So we're going to double load almost everything that we do. Okay. So I would normally pick up the medium and go over here. But when we're doing stroke work, you many times don't need medium, except I'm doing a long stroke. So if I pick a little bit of water up and work it into this plate. Okay. Now this is what I want to do. We have a toe and a heel on this brush. So when you're looking at this card, I want it upright. Okay. So as I put it upright, thank you guys for coming. I'm so excited to see how many have come and joined us. What we're going to do is we're going to be up on the chisel and we very lightly touch this, but you can also start on the chisel and the toe is following. So that whatever follows is the prominent color and it gives you a nice thin point. Okay. So I keep coming over here where it's already got some water, but look what else you can do. You can chisel put a little bit of pressure, and chisel. Okay, so then that means we can start getting a little bit thicker in here. So it looks like a frond. Now, what I want you to see is that this tall stem right here is going to be this big stalk flower. Okay, and then all these other little guys, I put a few extra in here because I just want to have some of these other watercolor effects in there. So if you look at this, what I'm going to do is come over here and have a few that come on the other side of this rose. Okay, so the rose is going to be right in there. And then we're going to come in and add some more green later. So I put this together. Now, what do we have to do? Remember what I said? We're going to go to our envelope. And we're just going to come right here. It's easier not to hold it in your hand. It's easier to keep it down. Okay. So I've just got this paint on the brush. And so I have sit in less than an hour, believe it or not, and have done 50 note cards because I just keep painting with the same paint and just pick another card up, put another flower, just have fun with it, guys. And people love to get a card as a gift. And you know how much they smile when this envelope comes in the mail? It's fun. Okay. And we also paint sometimes in the wrap package that you mail. You can just paint right on the package when they'll see it when it's delivered to them. Okay. So let's look at this little bit in the background. The thing I want to do next is I want to put a little bit of a heart in here. So I'm going to come right, see where this heart is. We don't really need a pattern because we're just going to kind of ad lib it as we go. And right in here, I am going to put just a half of a heart and a half of a heart. Now, and this one's a small one, but this, let me show you a little trick. I'm going to leave that there for a minute. It's a little hint, something that really helps you. Okay, I'm going to fold this. And if I'm looking, for instance, there were two size hearts. There was this little one here that I just showed you. So what I would do with this is you're only going to do half the heart. So I'm going to come around and go like this, and I'll make a perfect heart every time. And if I look at this, it's like 2.5 fingers wide. So I'm going to come right here and make it a little bit bigger. It's about 4 fingers long. So there you go. Or you could pull out a handy ruler. All right. So I just draw it out. And then I'm going to take scissors. And this paper is a little heavier, so it makes a great template. All right. So what you do, there's a couple of things I do with templates like this that are kind of fun. One is, we just cut them out and we'll have them. One is you can use this to go and trace your heart. All right. Or I have laid this down on my piece and I brush off to the side from the center and you make a shape of a heart like a stenciled silhouette. So that makes it really fun. So that's just a little tip I wanted to give you. All right. So now let's go back to our painting. So we have the heart and I'm going to take the larger brush that I've got here. This is an 8 flat. It looks a little bigger. It looks more like, no, this is a 1/2 inch flat. Sorry, I thought I went from smaller to bigger so I could see. Now, this is what we want to do. This bright pink is got like a gel base kind of. So it's not just a thick acrylic paint. So I can pick this up and it will look a little see-through without using medium. All right. So what I want to do is I want to come right in here. So I wish I didn't put this there, but I'll show you what to do. See how I went in the green in there? I should have drawn the heart first. It would have been better. All right. So I'm going to get a little bit of floating medium or water and blend that out just a little bit, not really white. I am going to have to put some white because look, I took that green in there, but you can always fix it. You're just putting on more paint and restroking. So right here, see, I'm laying the brush flat and you're using the side of the brush to make your fun little heart, okay? The side of the brush all the way around. See how the brush stays flat, 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 flat. Okay. And around this way. All right. And I can even say I can dip into the white And then come back here even and put a little bit of white in there as an accent, and even over here. There we go. So just accent, that can be any color you want. All right. So I'm also going to go ahead and put a little bit of these roses in here. So I'm going to pick up white on one corner. This is the 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to pick up the pink. Now I'm going to then dip often the white, because I am going to put up and over. Can you see that? Up and over. Then I'm going to do a U, and then I need to keep picking up lots of white. All right. Now let me show you something that works better sometimes, especially see I've got the green behind it. So just take and base coat where you want your roses. These little rosebuds. All right. So look, I'm putting lots of paint on there because this is a gel, remember. It's really the multi-surface paint, but this one color has that thin feel to it. Okay, so then I'm going to come back. You can let that dry a few minutes, or you can come back and pick up. I think we're going to let it dry a few minutes because it's picking it back up for me. And I'll go step by step with you on that rosebud as we go here. So let's let that be. Now I'm going to a smaller flat brush, and this one is, I'll make sure the size here. This one is going to be your number 8 flat, right? There we go. This is actually the quarter inch, it says. Yeah, it's 1/4 inch. Okay, so look, we're going to take the white, and we're going to mix to get a really light color. And it's a milky white color. So I'm going to wash my brush, and then I'm going to put over. These are opaque. They're not very transparent, but we want it to kind of feel transparent. So that's when I would be using this medium. And so I'm going to show you with medium, and I'll show you with water. Okay. So what I want to do first is I want little teeny slip slaps. Okay. So right here, I'm going to hold the brush back here so you can see it better. I'm slip slapping just the corner, like I'm sweeping it. Okay. And I can even come in here a little bit more and make it even thinner. So you just get a cast of color. Okay, so look, I'm going to come up here. I even got a spot there so I can work from back there. See how it's just an illusion in the background? Okay, so you want that look. Let me show you what happens if I use water. Okay, now it's easier with a medium, but it's fine with water. So I'm going to come over here. See this? And make it real watery, like a watercolor. All right, and our acrylic does this very well. What you're going to love about this paint is it can go indoor, outdoor, has a sealer in it. We can do wood, metal, ceramic, glass. It's just perfect for all those. All right, so I'm going to come up here. Now, you see how easy this is? You're just tapping it. And add the watery look, you're just tapping. Okay, then when I come back, I'm going to do some of that along here. I'm going to put heavier where this green is. See how I just sputtered along there? Now I take that water and we're just tapping it. So you're going to have fun with this because this is real simple. Okay, and see the water, it's blurring a little bit. So I can come in here with a little bit of white. See, I grab some white and come back up here to more paint, not so thin, and put some white where it blurred a little bit. And that's because I put a little bit more water maybe. All right, but I like that look too though. All right, so now let's go in here. So this needs a little bit of water here. This envelope, it doesn't matter because see, you can write the address right over your painting. Isn't this fun? Tell me if you like this. We want to know, Chris, if they're out there liking the simple steps, because some people, say, oh, I just love that. You know, I just love a little bit of that. All right. So now let's go here and let's pick up this over here. And it's a little bit more, and I can take some medium or water on this. And I'm going to come, remember the stalk in the middle. And so right over here, I'm doing it, go sweep, sweep, sweep that corner. And if it gets too dry or solid and you want it to be watercolor, do you know at any time you can spritz a little spritz bottle of water? Especially if you have, that's only when you have the watercolor card. All right. And they have those in all kinds of ways for you to buy, whether it's watercolor or not. Right now, see, I'm going to put a little heavier, one little spot of that here and tap, tap, tap. You want it skinny at the top, really light. Okay, so there you go. All right, so let me put this under here so you see both.
Donna,
Yes.
For the part that you were sweeping the brush,
Yeah.
can you just show that up close? Like bring your, I don't think we need to see the loading. I think we need to see the note card, Donna.
Okay, I was going to do it right there on the plate. So
Do it on the note card if you can.
Okay.
A couple of folks could not see what you were doing when you were sweeping the corner of the brush.
Okay, I'm going just the corner back and forth, back and forth.
Think about sweeping with a broom.
Yeah, see the corner, you're sweeping just the corner instead of just dab, 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 dab. Okay, so back and forth, back and forth. And it just gives you a little bit more. These, we just tapped in some of the medium in the water and they're just kind of abstract looking. Is that good?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. I love you asking. All right, so sweep, 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 sweep. I do this a lot, and when I'm doing trees, and I want to put a little bit of lavender down here, we'll put leaves over it. All right, so the main plant, stalk flower right here in the middle. Now I'm going to go in here and put, oops, look, I smeared it. That's good. We'll put more there. All right, so the main stalk flower here, I'm going to pick up some purple and some blues. Okay. And I want to, you can even put a little bit of aqua colors in here if you would like, but I want to start here. And sometimes I want to say where the tip is going to be so I can place it. Usually I start here and work up, but if you start sometimes at the top where you don't want to be any taller, like we've just done a bunch of Christmas trees. So we wanted the top, and then we can take and pull the same brush. I didn't switch my brushes. We're going to pull down, and I don't want it exact. All right. So we're just laying it down, leaving space in between. So here again, some purple, perfect purple, and some medium blue, or if you have look at me blue. I went and grabbed that on my garage and I didn't even know it was almost gone. Okay. So there we go. Okay, now I'm getting bigger. See, I want this to stand out more than that purple that I had put up there. So we can put a little bit more blue here. Now see, I am tapping or pulling. Okay, a little bit of purple. All right, now I did put a little bit of this over here. So let's take a little bit of blue, and I'm tapping, and then I start pulling. You can use whatever colors in your painting. You can just use a couple of those colors on the envelope. You don't have to use a lot. Okay, so there we are. Now this is what's going to make it. You brush that off, all that paint off on the paper towel. We don't need to go to water. All right, and I am trying to get all this done. So I'm keeping the steady movement here so that we have time to get both cards done in our time together in this lesson, so you can go back and watch it and do it with me. Okay, oops. I'm gonna drop this in there. Okay, so, and if I want it a little bit darker, I can use some purple and classic green, perfect purple and classic green. And I can just come in here and make a few darker spots. with the purple.
Donna, you're off camera.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm into it. So look at this. I do want it a little bit darker in a couple of places here. So I'm a little close. I don't want to be too blurry. There we go. So now I've got this little bit of depth. That's the darker. And all I did was add a little classic green. And now we're picking up this bright pink. And I think this just makes it, as this dries, it gets even prettier, guys. All right.
And this was neon pink, not bright pink, right?
It says bright pink, and this bright pink does make it look,
Okay.
it does make it look neon. See the black label here? It does give you that feel, guys. And that's exactly what neon does. So it kind of makes me feel like Chris, it's got a little bit of that neon in it.
You called it neon earlier. That's why I wanted to make sure.
I'm sorry. There it is. There we go. I don't want to confuse you guys, but that is what it was. Now we're going to pick up the pink again, bright pink, and pick up white. See how as we're double loading it. And then all we're going to do is not pick up any more pink, but we're going to keep coming over here and picking up white. Now, one little trick, let me show you. What I do when they're smaller than a 12 flat is I pick up the main color. See, we do both sides loading of the main color. I got sparkle thumb today. Do you see that? And then I side stroke the white over and over. So see, I need fresh, thick white, and that's easier than trying to double load a little teeny brush. All right, so then what we're gonna do is, let's watch this here again. We're gonna go up and over. See, it's dried a little bit, so it helps. I'm gonna stroke a little bit more white and do a U. Are we clear there? Okay. Then we're gonna do another U. Are y'all having fun yet? And then another U. Are they liking it, Miss Chris?
A lot of our friends are on and they're all saying hello to one another.
Okay. See, we got a U and a U. And there we go. See, we're just chisel edging. Chisels the tip of the bristles. So like, see, I didn't get pink again, but right here, I need a little bit of pink. And these little rosebuds are real simple. You just lay the brush flat. I side load just a little bit of white, lay the brush flat and come around, and a little bit here and a little bit there. Now see this mess up here? No problem, because we're going to put a lot of green there. Okay, and that's all I did on the envelope because I think that's enough. Okay, and then I'm going to wash this brush, and we're going to come in and add some pretty little green in here. So I'm picking up the classic green and some lime green. Okay, and we're going to come right in here, and I could dab a little bit of this lime green in the center of the roses with just the corner, or you can use your little liner later, but I just like it to look like it's got really touches, little bitty touches of the bright green in there. Okay, now we're going to come in here and put a little one stroke leaf. So we're pushing and we're lifting. We're going to push. I could even do one up here. Now watch what happens right here. Push, lift. Now I don't see it, so let's get a little bit of white. Push and lift. Can you see that leaf? Okay. A little bit here. And sometimes you can just put all classic, which would be darker. All right, and right here, see how that darker little leaf really adds to it sometime. And you just take the tip of the bristles to make a little stem. Now, what's so fun about it is this looks pretty with just the little watercolor effect, or it would look cute with just the roses, the rosebuds, or with the hearts. So there's all kinds of variety of painting you can do on your cards. And Then you have a stack of them ready for somebody's birthday or Valentine's for your sweetheart. Okay, let's do another long, slender, long, slender. All right, so look, it's on the chisel and we put pressure and we stand up. And then we take and come back with stems and put them right in there. So right in here, looks like it could use something else. So we're gonna push and lift it, or remember what I said, we can put white in here and pull a stem in the middle. All right, so there's all kinds of fun little looks that we can do. All right, so here we are. So you guys like? And you know what? You can put dots, lots of little dots I've been doing lately, where we put the pink and we put little dots all in here. But what I want you to see is we work with a triangle when we're not using a pattern, and lots of people say, how do I know where to put the next and the next leaf or whatever? So I want you to see that I have a triangle of leaves, a triangle of rosebuds. See, 1, 2, 3. I also did neon, neon, neon. So you have a triangle of color. All right. And then the same thing here is depending on how many stalks and different heights make the difference. And then you sign your piece. All right. Now this is a little bit brighter and a little bit fuller. All right. So look, it can be yours, and any way you do it is a good thing. All right. So now, oh, I didn't put some little leaves here. We put a few here with some white. And also, I want you to see how pretty it looks when we add a little pink in the leaf. All right, so I can come right down here and add a few pink leaves. You see that? If you're up close, you see a little bit of pink there. And I use that with the citrus, not the citrus, with the lime green. All right. So we're going to sign it. See how I put a little signature on there? And some people like to sign with a permanent marker, a little fine tip permanent marker, and some sign with a pencil. So there's all kinds of ways to sign if you don't feel like you're comfortable with a paintbrush to do that. All right, so I'm going to show you that.
And Donna, as you're getting ready to set up for your next class, let me just interrupt and remind everyone that this is class. We have some people that's showing up late, so let me just take a moment. This class is being recorded and will be shown both on Michael's YouTube and Plaid Crafts YouTube page in our channels within 24 to 48 hours after this class. So you'll be able to paint along if you've missed any of the beginning. You can paint along with Donna once it's shared and posted later. And as for those of you that are painting along tonight, be sure and snap some pictures of your finished projects and be sure and share them on your social media channels, as well as in the Let's Paint with Plaid Facebook group. If you're not familiar with that community, we invite you all to join it. It's a fabulous Learn to Paint community. And when you post your pictures on our Let's Paint with Plaid Facebook page, we ask that you use the hashtag Let's Paint Challenge. Be proud of your work and share it. And we all can't wait to see your painted cards tomorrow.
Yes, and also, think about all the other, you get to show everybody and they'll see what they missed, so they come and join us next time. All right, so what I want you to see is I kind of drew out, I cut this, remember? But I can take and I can lay this here and trace around it. But I also like to just lay this on here and find out where the edge is and then come it down a little bit, make sure I'm straight here. Okay. Okay, let me show you to make sure I'm center. I'm doing that blindly and I don't want you to do it blindly. So here's the center and the tip. Okay, and this will help you line up. And so I can just go from here to here free-handed, but I'd like to give you this little tip because it helps you. All right, so right here, and then we're straight. Okay, so then we're just going to go around the edge, and having a heavier paper as you do this makes it easier. Okay. So, and you should do it really light. I do a little bit darker so you guys can see. All right, but if you don't need it really dark when you're doing it, excuse me, I'm trying to get that out of the way. All right, so this is what we're going to do this time. All right, we have our envelope. This isn't staying folded for me very good, so I'm going to just put that up there so you can see it. And then a little trim on here. So you can do any bit of this. You can just put this little flower on the envelope. Just have fun while you're doing it, okay? Now, what we want to do now is this has a little bit of that lavender light purple, but when I turn it like that, you can see where I hit it with a little bit of the pink on the purple. And because it's kind of a neon effect, a bright pink, it's going to give you that nice look. And that also brings this in. But when I'm telling you again, we have a triangle here of color, and then you bounce off here, balance it with leaves on those sides. And we have some purple triangle and purple and white triangle there. Okay, and then a really quick way to do some little borders, okay? And even if you're not a very good freehand straight line person, we have some little tricks to help you. Okay, so I'm gonna get my larger brush again, which is a 1/2 inch brush, all right? And I'm going to pick up water or medium, and you get that on the brush and then you work this in because we don't want it solid. All right.
And that's your purple, which was perfect purple?
Perfect purple, perfect purple. Okay, but you could use medium. I grabbed the water too to show you either way. Okay, so we're going to take this flat. I'll make sure you guys can see that.
We can.
We're going to go right around here and just slowly make sure you get the outer edge. But before that totally dries, this is the key. So you can do one side at a time. And if it's not perfect, because I'm not always perfect, I don't know about you, you can come in there and put your flowers right where you don't like, where it's all lumpy or not perfect. But I'm sure yours will be just perfect. All right, so there we go. See that highlight on the edge? All right, so I want this really light, so I can come in now. Let's get a little bit of this white along with some medium. And let's move this around a little bit. There we go. So I'd like to make it a little bit more see-through. And with the white, it gets opaque. It isn't as transparent. But see, I did it darker than I wanted it. So I jumped in there and thought, let's throw some white in there so I can get back to the light color I wanted. So I love the watercolor looks, even though I don't paint watercolor. I really like using floating medium and water to get that effect. All right. But you're going to have an easier time if you use floating medium. Okay. So there we go. A little bit more. Okay. So see how that outer edge. And another little trick you can do is you can take a folded paper towel and tap some of that off. Okay, because it's nice and wet. And there's a sealer inside this paint, which is wonderful, guys. All right. So I don't want it looking heavy painted. I really want, look, I can just rub it out in some areas. I really want to get that watercolor effect if I can. All right. And then now I'm going to come, I just grabbed a little bit. I wipe this every time I don't go into the water, but I wipe it on the paper towel. And then I pick up a little bit of the pink. Okay. Oh, thank you, Miss Decker, for saying it looks pretty. So look, we're going to come in here in pink. It's nice to hear if you guys are liking it. I'm sitting here in the dark, not knowing. So I'm just assuming you're watching. Or
You just need to keep working, Donna.
Well, that's what keeps me going, is if they like it. All right. So there we go. So see how pretty that pink looks on there? It just gives it a glow. All right. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to do not the outline in the detail. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to come back in here and we're going to pick up all the pink again, like I was sharing with you, but instead of base coating in, I'm going to make sure with this 1/2 inch brush that I'm picking up white, wicker white, and bright pink. And it's really 2/3 bright pink, 1/3 white. And so you see one stroke painting as you blend, shade, and highlight as you go. So I put a little bit of a wiggle to that stroke. All right. And we're going to come right here and a little bit of a wiggle. Can you see that little bit? Now, so this doesn't have to be perfect back there. You just want that back there. You want to see the white. All right. So then I'm going to come back in and then we just do another little ripple of white to be in the front. So then it looks like there's a flower back and a flower front. Okay. So it looks like you really know what you're doing. Okay. So up here, we're going to put the big, let's go ahead and put the big flower right here. So it's going to be 5 petals. So I'm going to make sure I have plenty of pink. See, I've lost some of my bright pink. So let's get a little bit more bright pink but really nice white on the wicker white on the edge. So let's go right there and there. Okay. And another one. Okay, you see? Now I might, when this dries, while I'm working on everything else, I might come and put a second coat just because that pink is more transparent looking. But I'm going to do also another side view like I did up here, a side view, so that we have 3 instead of just 2 little pieces of rose there. All right, this is a wild rose, so it's just an open rose. All right, so there we go. Isn't that pretty? And
When you get a moment, Donna, when you get a moment, a couple folks are wanting to see what the original looked like. Maybe you could have that side by side right next to you so we can see both on camera. There we go. Thank you.
there we go. Okay, be sure to let us know. That's what we want to hear. All right, so see how I can just keep going in here and put a little bit more white. All right, now I'm going to go to smaller brushes. All right, I'm cleaning the brushes out as I go. And I'm going to use the Art liner. And I'm going to take and use some water and get some lime green. And roll this brush, roll this little teeny Art brush. All right. And you need it to be a little thin so we can make this happen. So I'm going to come right here and I'm going to lay this down. Ooh, I'm shaking. I should leave it down. All right. So there we go. And I did a little bit bigger on this one. See, it's a little thinner on that. Okay. We're going to keep getting paint. So also some colors ink up really easy with water. And if it's got a little bit of a gel effect, it doesn't do that as easily. All right. But this brightness is amazing because it is that effect. Okay, so I've just put my fingernail in there, but I'll put a little leaf or something there so you don't see that. Okay, so now I think this looks good wide too, a little bit wider than I did before. All right, so see, it encases it. This was real thin. All right, so now I'm going to, well, I've got this, I can put a little bit of tapping of the lime green in the middle. Okay, and the others are side views, so they don't need that. Now, all we have to do now is add some cute little leaves, and I'm going to cover that little spot up with my purple. So I'm going to go down to the 1/4 inch, all right, and the 1/4 inch flat brush. What's going to happen is we're going to come in with a little bit of this lime green and side load some classic green. All right, so I'm going to put one of those little teeny 1-stroke leaves. So let me show you. This is all you're doing. You're touching the chisel at an angle. Pressure, stand up. Pressure, stand up to the point. All right, so lime again, lime green. And then I could come up here and here and just put a little, sometimes you need a stem in them, but a lot of little strokes that pull away from there. And see, this is kind of muted. So if I take and add a teeny bit of white in there, now look what happens. See how it pops? All right. And then I'm going to put my little dots and then right down here, 1, 2, 3. We'll come up with little dots. Okay, now I'm going to come up the side. Be sure that you slide to a point. All right. A little bit here. Push, pressure, and stand up. Pressure and stand up. And make sure if you need to, you put some little stems. But if you put the dots in the right place, you don't really need to put many. Okay, so you can make little skinny ones, little heavier ones. All right. And there again, when I'm on this background, it doesn't show as well. So we'll just add a little bit of white. All right. And the detail that we add around the card at the end adds to it, but it's really cute even without any more. There's all kinds of fun and creative details. Chris is an expert on those. Yeah, all kinds of little detail that makes her pieces just really stand out. I'm sure y'all have seen that. Okay, so there we go. Now, I want to then put some of that little, like the citrus green, no, hello, the lime green. I'm going to come right in here with a little bit of that rolled on so it's a little small. Can y'all see this? And then I just came in and do a little curl, and you could do a little curl up here. And see how that just really adds to it? A little bit in here. And see, this is thin with water, so sometimes they're lighter. But, and I like to come to a point like this sometimes and just curl it. But I'm going to do some detail along the bottom, so I don't want to do too much of that. Okay, so we're going to use the handle of this little brush. And we're going to do the perfect purple. And we're going to dot that in here. So dip dot means fresh paint. If this is starting to dry, you have to get more paint. Okay, you can't do it with where you're moving the skim off the top because it started drying. And what you should do is not put big amounts of paint like I just did. All right, you should just put smaller amounts like a dime size, and then you don't have a problem to keep adding paint that's fresh so that you can dip dot better. All right, now this is darker, heavier looking, but then when we put our little white in there, it changes the whole look. Okay. I also use a sharpened pencil sometime to get those little points, little teeny ones. All right, so there we go. We're almost done. And then I can breathe. I'm trying to see if I can get everything done. And you guys haven't interrupted with too many questions, so maybe you're being good to me. All right, so yellow, daffodil yellow. And I'm going to put some, oh my goodness, see, I did too much of that too. Now I'm going to do white first. And so we come in here and I want to not overlap it too much. All right, so the dots are usually better than using the tip of the brush because it doesn't give you always a nice single little dot. But what I want to show you is let's do some here, and then I'm going to jump over to, oops, see, I got pretty big on that. All right, so I want to put a teeny bit of, I can do the tip of the brush to do this, a teeny bit of white in here in the center, wicker white, daffodil yellow, put a little bit of daffodil yellow. So I'm just putting this teeny bit of yellow in here and the whole piece, but I think it really helps. All right, so let me show you real quick a little trick I do. You actually use a flat brush, and I get it thin, thin down. I'm going to use a little bit of medium water.
And this is the lime green, right?
Yes, I just jumped. Yeah, yes, it is the lime green. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to run my finger along here. All right, so I decide where I want it. Okay, and then I'm going to run my finger along here, and it helps you get this straight line. All right, and so I can turn it around if you're lefty or righty, and then you're going to come right along here. See my finger along the edge of the card? Makes it really easy. You can tape it and draw it or whatever, but I just like to take my finger and run it along here when I can and do that. So I don't worry, see, I dipped a little bit because I'm then going to do a squiggly that isn't perfect. Okay, so see the trim on the edge. Now I'm going to make this inky, really inky. Roll it. You don't want it watery, but you want it inky. Okay, and so I'm going to come right here. Okay, and I'm going to stand back on my brush handle a little bit. And I'm doing this one a little squiggly more than I did before. Okay, or you can do it perfect. But if sometimes I like it not perfect. Okay. Or you can just do a real smooth, nice detail here.
And Donna, when you finish that, it looks like we've got about maybe 7 more minutes timing of our class. We have a request. If you have a moment and maybe on the back side of one of your cards, can you do one more close-up lesson on how to paint the rosebud?
Yes, but I'm going to do a purple one so y'all could see a little bit better. All right, so same thing. I'm going to take the 1/2 inch brush, and this is your envelope, and I'm going to take my little finger along the envelope and pull it straight down. And because I'm running off, I could turn it around and come the other way. I come right around here and steady myself. Okay, and get a little bit of that purple. And all I did, if you see this, is I just did the dots and 3 little leaves. So what I'm doing on this is to steady myself. I want you to see I use my finger on the mat. So watch what's going to happen here. My little finger will take and do this edge. Okay, there we go. And you got to do our little leaves first. And you know what I'll do right here? Let's do a big purple rosebud right there. So I'm going to, here again, let's do it all purple, which we did it all pink. And then I'm going to side load. So it's 2/3 perfect purple, 1/3 wicker white. And I want you to see, I'm going to touch here and there. Let's go a little bit closer. Okay, so we go up and over. I hope you liked what we've done tonight. And I'm excited to share with you that this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to paint a canvas together if you come join me right here. And so I'm excited because we're going to do a mason jar and show you how to do it see-through so you can see the stems inside. It's a fun little gift too to give for Valentine's Day. So did y'all see that better? Could they see that pretty good?
Yeah, thank you, Donna.
Yeah, and then you're welcome, guys. And then we're going to pick up some of the citrus green.
Lime green.
Ah, you can tell what color I use the most. Okay, lime green. Now watch this. Push down pressure at an angle, and all you do is slide to a point. So push down at an angle slide to the point. So the two colors, one stroke painting is you blend shade and highlight in each stroke. So touch, I'm not flat. See, I'm not flat, I'm at an angle. So I put pressure and stand to the point. All right, so there we go. And then you can pull the stem in if you need it. And then you might not mail this, but I still think you can put your information there. All right, so then we're going to come back. Let's put a little bit of yellow and white. This is daffodil yellow with a handle, dip dot. See, dip into fresh paint, dip dot, and don't get as much paint as I did. I really put a lot of paint out. Okay, and then I can still come in with purples, with the perfect purple or the wicker white. See that? And I thought I'd give you a sneak peek up close of what we're doing Wednesday. And then Chris is going to come on and tell you what's going to be next Monday.
Mhm.
All right, so look at this. You like what we just did, guys? It's a cute little set right there. There we go. And for you guys who weren't here earlier, we are. This one goes better with it. Yeah. This is what we're doing. All right. So it's a cute little square canvas. You can do any size you want, but we did the mason jar. We did some aqua in here. See that little watercolor effect in the background, an open rose and some pretty flowers. And I can show you all kinds of little flowers you can do, but see this light pastel in the back and then more intense in front and the cute little hearts. There we go. And a bow. So lots of fun. Thank you guys. I'm so excited. And there you go, Chris.
Well, Donna, one more. Oh, wait, can we go back to Donna's table?
Okay.
Thanks, Savannah. I would love for you, Donna, one more time, just to show the first card and its envelope, just to show and tell.
Okay. Oh,
And we're off camera.
oh, okay. Thank you.
I know you have wet paint in front of you. There we go. And then now we have the second one. So those are the sets, pairs, I should say, maybe, of cards that you all learned how to paint tonight with Donna. So I hope that each of you use those as inspiration and do your own thing, or do exactly as Donna taught you this evening. And again, we can't, okay, now we can come back. Hey, Mana. I hope that we all enjoyed the class this evening. And Donna, we thank you for coming and participating with us this evening. And those of you that did paint along or plan to paint along after the lesson has been posted, be sure and snap pictures of your work, share them on your social pages. We love for you to share in our Let's Paint with Plaid Facebook group. Use the hashtag Make It With Michaels, hashtag Michaels Crafts, and hashtag Let's Paint Challenge, because we all are just as excited to see what you do and learned what you've learned even from Donna's class this evening. So thank you all for attending. Next Monday night, I want to tell you that we're all working remotely tonight. I'm in my home and Donna's in her home down in Florida. I'm in Georgia. And so I don't have the actual sample to show and tell for next Monday night, but I will tell you that Jesse Jennings will be back with us next Monday night. And that would be on the 17th. And then the following Monday, the 24th, will be Andy Jones in the house. And the last Monday of the month, I will be me teaching you a real fun snowman for Valentine's Day. And you say, what? Snow and Valentine's? Yes. You'll have to look on Michael's website to find that project. So I hope you all plan to join Jesse, Andy, and myself in the following Monday nights. And once again, we thank you all for coming and joining us this evening. So come on, everybody, cheer with me, will you? Let's paint.